So in this video example, this is for the elementary course. So I created another sandbox, and then I went to Commons. And in Commons, similar to how I found the secondary course template, I just typed in Nevada Department of Education, and I chose this one here, just as I did with the secondary, and then you just click import and download, and then you would have found that your course. Go find your sandbox, and that's exactly what I did with this. I just chose my elementary course, example course. I chose it, and then I chose import into course, and you got to wait for that to import. So I already did that. After that imported, you can see that this is the template course. You don't have to use this home page. You can use yours, that's fine. But on your home page, you should have some type of welcome message. But if you choose to use this one or your own, that is fine. What I'm looking for specifically is that the templates were used. So here is the template. So the stuff here down at the bottom, you can just ignore that. And if we just collapse all, you can see all these other things that Canvas has included in this template. Again, Canvas designed this template for us in the state of Nevada. You can ignore, these are just examples here of lesson plans and etc. So you can ignore that. What I'm really looking for is to see if you used the template pages. Now, do you have to do it or create exactly like they have it here? No, you don't have to. You could just do like a math lesson or an English lesson or a social studies lesson versus going by the week. Even though the week might make sense to you, that's fine. I'm okay with you just creating something that's just a simple module. So if I was to create a simple module, I actually would just keep this as it is and then just use pages like I showed how to do in the secondary module when I showed you how to do the secondary stuff. So if we just look at these, we always have, there's always an overview, right? And then the wrap up, same as in the secondary. So if we decided, hey, you're just going to show me a Monday, what a typical Monday would be, or maybe you want to show a couple days of math lessons, that would work. So we're just going to create a module and call it, I'm just going to call it day 1. Or I could put a theme, whatever you want to put there. I'm just going to put day 1 just to show that this is different. I'm going to put that module up there. I know I'm going to need the wrap up and looking ahead, so I'm going to copy that. Oops. Sorry, I'm going to duplicate it. And then move that down into this little module that I'm building. Sometimes they don't like to play nice. Then I know that I need an overview, so I can choose any overview. And maybe I just want to do a social studies overview. Maybe it's just social studies. So you can choose a subject, or you could do by the day like they have here. But there's an overview. Then the presentations pretty much look the same, so I'm going to stick with social studies. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that just so that I can put that down here. And there's my presentation. Maybe I want to have a discussion with them. So I'm going to duplicate that one to show a discussion. And then the homework is an assignment. So actually there's, where's it at? Right there, homework. Okay. So there's my simple module that I want to create. And go ahead and decrease my indent. There's my lesson, there's my discussion. Alright, so then I just go in here and it looks similar. You don't have to keep this character here, but it looks very similar to what we just did with the secondary one. that you watched. So you would just click edit, and you can definitely get rid of this character here. And you can get rid of that character, and you can put a different image there, or just get rid of it. That's fine. I'm not so concerned about the character as I am concerned that you follow the guidelines over here on this side. So, keep that. This says welcome to math lesson 1. I'm just going to put welcome to, don't have to even put that, but maybe this is social studies, right? And then you could put the theme of that lesson, because generally I would put the name of it. So this is your overview page. Whatever that social studies lesson is, I would actually give the name of it. What's the topic? What's the theme? Then you would just use the space here and type. In this lesson, you could say we or you, doesn't matter. You will be learning about, and then you would keep writing to the kids. So remember, you're going to write to the kids. I would make this unbolded. Okay, so there's contrast. So you would keep talking to the kids. Lesson overview. Okay. So in the lesson overview, you would delete all this. And honestly, this is the lesson overview. So really, you could move this over to here, and then just keep this right there. All right, so the kids know that's the lesson overview. You can keep typing. Keep typing in this line to the students. All right, I'm going to get rid of the italic. There you go. Then, just like the other one, you're going to get rid of here and, have your targeted standards listed. List here. And then here you would put your goals, whatever that lesson is. So you just remove that. Come in here and okay, and then if you have an essential question, you would insert them right there. So we'll insert your essential questions there. I would, again, probably make that a list. It just looks better. All right, and then down here, this is direction to you, so you get rid of it. Just helps kids. So this week, well, you'd say today, whatever, today we will be doing the following activities, since this is just a social studies lesson. And I would probably change this. You can do that way if you want. You could say by the week. That works. I would probably just, list what the activities are. So they need to read. I know that already. I have something for them to read. And then I know that there's going to be a discussion. And I could put discussion. And then I know that they have an assignment or they have homework. Whatever you want to call it. Okay, you can just call it assignment too. And then I'll come back and I'll put those, be specific. Put specific name here of what it is. What's the name of that activity? Right? So you want to put the specific name for that. You want to do that also for the discussion, what it is, and then what exactly they're reading. Okay? So be specific. And I'm just going to type that there to put those names there, just for right now. And I would probably also bold this so they see the words read and discuss, and they see assignment. Okay. Now, if you want to make these bigger font, then do it. Depending upon the kids, you could put, larger font there. For the smaller kids and stuff. So, yep, I like that, the 14 point. So you're going to actually add more there than what I just did. Okay. And I actually want to get rid of this because it says page 2. Overview, lesson. Okay, so I got to give it a specific name here. All right, so then on the next page of this example, then again, you can get rid of, just keep this is your presentation one, the same thing. If you don't like the superhero guy, get rid of him, right? And then here, you're just going to type in, what's the topic, okay? So you're just going to type in the topic. What's the topic that you're going to cover here with your social studies lesson? And then you're going to type again here, you're going to type talk about, just as it states up here. This is just placeholders for you. And again, you can copy this stuff from any other pages that you might have created in another format, that you might have created over the last year or so. You can copy and paste. I'm just looking for that you've used the templates and why we use templates. Because it shows consistency and it gives information to students. So you will add your lecture, learning material, and you will, so here we're back at that presentation page I was talking about before. So if I click at it, and again, you can get rid of the superhero or you can keep the superhero in, totally up to you. You don't have to. So let's say, for example, this lesson I chose a topic that it's going to be about Germany, right? So then, so this is my lesson, presentation, and I'm going to put Germany because this is for first grade. They're learning about different countries. So then my main topic here would be Germany, just to kind of clue that into the kids. And then I'm actually copying this from another lesson. So I have all of this, and I can get rid of that, and just today I'm going to go back up to that 14 point. Okay, and then you can also you can see here that this was in that font that's for elementary, the elementary font. So I'll show you how to switch that back if you lose it, but you should have that. And then this on here, instead of saying subheading, we're just going to put directions and just make this super simple. Read through the following slides, and you can leave some on Christmas and St. Nicholas Day in Germany. I believe we're learning about holidays, okay? And so that's what the slides are on. It says it up there also. So I'm just naming that, going back to that 14-point font. Then I'm going to put in that slide presentation. So as you can see here, I put a slide presentation in about Germany. And I also want to tell these kids, because they're younger kids, that they should click the next button to go to the next slide. So, that's just something I like to put in. It's a little extra, and then I like to make that go to the right. And sometimes I like to put in a horizontal line. You can put more information about Germany or whatever social studies, whatever lesson you're doing. You can put information after a presentation. We also strongly encourage that, presentations like this are cool, but it's also even cooler if the teacher records themselves narrating those slide presentation. So I'm just going to put a horizontal line there and then fix up my accessibility checker just to say, hey, those are just images, save it, see how it looks. The whole point of templates is to look, again, uniformity, standardization, and you're talking to students. Okay? And so you might want to give more information too, to tell kids like, hey, pay attention, close attention as you go through these slides. Maybe write something down. So you might want to give them directions like, you're going to click through this presentation or watch this presentation and take notes on something, or, what besides just clicking through, right? So taking note of everything that they're learning while they're looking through this presentation. Okay, so that's just something simple. It's a lot simpler to do, elementary. Depends on the grade level, right? So then you have a discussion. And again, here's the template. So you would just click edit, and you would put in here, you would get rid of this. You can put whatever you want. You can put a media option for kids to record themselves. Okay, that's a great suggestion for younger kids, even for older kids, where they're recording themselves talking versus just typing. But it's a really good idea for younger kids. And then you would put your prompt, right? So just, put your prompt there, and you can link it to anything you want. So, you might have them discuss, talk about your favorite Christmas or holiday tradition, whatever. Okay? So you would have a prompt. And then you get rid of this because that's just to you. And again, go to 14. You get rid of this. So you'd put some type of prompt there. And to those kids, after watching this video or what you've learned in this lesson, in this discussion, you will be, so just as if you were standing in front of students. So again, the guidelines is just the specific guidelines. What do they have to do to complete this discussion? So here's some examples. Your post should be no more than 1 minute. That's if you're going to record. So you can put some guidelines in there. Totally up to you what you want to put in here, right? And any rules of etiquette you could put in there. So I would just make a bulleted list of guidelines. What do they have to do? And then technical support's already provided for you. I would just get rid of that one piece there, and then that's the discussion, right? So you're going to fill that in, and I definitely would go back to 14-point font on all this so that it follows those elementary, the elementary for Canvas font, because the font's a little bit different. Then when you go to the last thing, there's your instructions. Here's some homework. So let's see, edit. So we're going to have these kids, they're going to complete. So in this particular assignment, I'm just copying this from another. Okay, there should be actually more directions to this than just, hey, you're going to be doing this. If you're going to be completing a Google Site assignment, you should be saying on, and then whatever that topic is. Then here's an example of your guidelines. Okay, so this is a great one that this goes to the actual lesson on Germany that this person did. So again, I'm going to make this all 14-point font. I didn't copy overwrite, so I just copied this from another place. Here's the assignment. Alright, and then, alright, and all that looks good. Get rid of this, and obviously I would get rid of this because that's to you, and change this. So really, that would be it. If you did something simple, you could have more complex than that. So on this one, see, so here's that assignment. Open and make a copy. So here's the assignment that the kids have to do in Germany, and what they have to click and drag, and it says glue the facts to the shoe about Christmas, and then here's the other, what are these objects, so the kids would type there from this list up here, and then they would submit that. So that's, and then you would have the wrap up. So in the wrap up, again, if you're not liking that image of the, not liking the image of the superhero, then go ahead and in here, again with the wrap up, in this lesson you learn, right, about, and then you just type here. And then this is your statement about looking ahead. How does the next module fit? Okay, in the next lesson, or you could say module. Okay, it could be module instead of lesson. You will be learning, you could say we, and then write it out. Okay, so I'm just giving you an examples, but this should be complete. Just because I'm showing it half done doesn't mean that you should, obviously. Okay, and then so you have in here in your module, your example module, and I need to rename this. I'd say edit and okay, you might call that lesson 1. Okay, so this might be week 1 social studies, right? So I might call it week 1 probably, because that would be our one thing, or our first day of social studies for week 1. So you have all these things. You have your overview, and we need to name these too. So even though I didn't name them, you should name them. What is the title, and get rid of the word copy, and what's the title for this, and get rid of the word copy. And then obviously you have some points, etc. right there. And that'll work. I'm just trying to see that you downloaded the template that you were supposed to download in assignment 4, and then that you knew how to put stuff in there using the template so that everything looks uniform from discussion to discussion, from quiz to quiz. So here's an example quiz. Also, let me see if we can look at build. It's just, there is no quiz there, it's just the build. And honestly, they did not put anything here. So I don't care if you have a quiz, just as long as you're showing these elements for elementary, if you're elementary, that you're showing the overview, the wrap up, looking ahead, and at least 1 lesson page, 1 discussion page, and 1 homework page. Minimum. Make sure you name these, okay? And that's it. And when you make your video, make sure you're opening each one of those so I can see that you do have the templated pages.